Hey, it's your boy the Crypto Goon, and shout out to all my crypto goons for pulling up again. Crypto futures, $3,000 a day in profit. Let's talk about it. All right, so the platform that we're looking at, the link is down in the description. If you want to check it out, you actually get some bonuses just for signing up. But there are several things that I want to talk about with futures. It's starting to pop up on a lot of platforms. Coinbase has it, Kraken has it. However, this particular platform has a lot more options. They have meme coins. They have just about every cryptocurrency versus a Coinbase and a Kraken. Well, they'll only have Bitcoin, Solana, Ethereum, like just, XRP, just like four that you can choose from, right? So if I go right here and I do the drop down menu, as you can see, they have, I believe about 300 that you can choose from. They have a lot more cryptocurrencies to choose from to actually trade. Like there are a lot of them, if I go here to all, if I'm not mistaken, there are about 300 that they have, period. All of the hot meme coins, just about every crypto in every different sector, whether it's AI, whether it's real world assets, whatever you're looking for, they have. That's why I like this platform. So as you can see right now, I'm actually up about 3 grand. It was about like 3,300. And I'm trading Maple Finance. So I took a short position where this arrow is on Maple Finance. And one more thing, this leverage is 50x. So that's the thing about futures. You can do leverage, right? So you can actually turn the money that you have into, a lot more, right? So as you can see, I used $800 USD. I actually put 5 grand into this thing. But I only use currently right now, because it changes as the market comes in your favor, $834, right? So I'm actually going to hold on to this trade until we get to this level of support right here, which would be around $6,000. I'm actually going to move my stop down once we come down a little bit, so I can lock in the 3,000. And that for me, that's pretty good profit. For me, excuse me, trading on Maple Finance, and this support level is right here at the 50% retracement, right? So here's the thing about futures, okay? It is not for everyone. It is a very risky thing to do, okay? I have the skill set where I know how to what they consider scalping. If you look at my trading view, if you look at my previous videos, how I'm able to say, hey, this is about to go down or this is about to go up, and then it happens, right? That's a skill set that I built. It's not the same as just buying a coin and holding it. Because technically, when you do futures, you actually do not own the coins. Okay, you are just, you're trading the underlying asset, the movement in it, right? So you don't really own the coins. And in this particular position, I'm doing a short. So I make money when crypto goes up or when it goes down. I've been doing that on the spot market for a while. Okay, I just switched to futures because you can leverage more money, obviously, right? And if the trade goes against you now, you can completely wipe out your account. Let me also say that you can wipe your account out, okay? If it goes against you, especially if you're using a crazy leverage. This platform, if I'm not mistaken, goes up to 200x, which is very risky. Like I said, you may be only using, like, for example, in this trade, $800, right, of your cash. But if it goes too far against you, you don't have your stop, it can wipe out your entire account, okay? So that's just one thing to know. And again, like I said, it's very risky. It's not for everyone. But I just wanted to put this out here because people only think one way when it comes to, most investments, right? Most people don't trade options. Most people don't trade futures. Most people just buy and hold. Nothing wrong with that, right? But I do this to, pretty much fund my lifestyle, right? To pay bills with, this in addition to my real estate career, right? Just for spending money every day. I look for trades. Some of these trades may last 2 weeks, a month, depending on how slow that the asset is. I don't do stocks because they're a lot slower, but crypto is more volatile. It tends to move a lot fast. As you can see, this trade I took like midnight last night, and here it is noon. So within that 12-hour or so time span, it generated $3,000. Okay. So I'll put the link in the description to this. Again, it is very risky. It is something that you should practice at. They have a demo account with this particular company where you can just practice, right? Because this is a real skill set. This isn't something where, like I said, you just throw coins in your wallet and you make money and that's it. No, it doesn't work that way. You have to understand these setups. I talk about how to do these setups all the time And you have to have, risk management. You have to have the mindset to let it flow, right? With this style of trading, they call it scalping. Scalping is generally quick, but it can also be a swing trade, and it can also work out in your favor as well, right? So when you look at a move like this is a lot of money, right? Depending on your leverage and how many contracts you bought. This from here to here is a lot of money, right? It will be for me. It will be maybe 12, $13,000, something like that. And this is the daily chart. So we're talking about 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, about 8 days, right? So almost 2 weeks, which isn't bad at all. That's like $6 grand a week. But for me, I try to get $2,500 to $3,000 a day. Just to you know, obviously to build the account, but also to withdraw money and to spend it on things, whatever I want to spend it on, right? It's almost like a paycheck every day, which that doesn't have to be your goal, but some people's goal could maybe $3,000 a week. That's totally fine. It all depends on how much capital you have to put in. It also depends on your risk tolerance, and you being able to not get emotionally disturbed when you see it slightly go against you, or even if you get stopped out, or, whatever the case is. It takes longer than what it's supposed to take to reach whatever goal, profit goal you have. Again, link is in the description. Feel free to check it out. And also let me say this, they have a copy trader portion to their website where you have people that signed up and you can see their results. Don't do it. Okay, if you don't want to sit down and learn the skill set, just stay away from it, because everybody loses at some point in futures. People don't make money every day. Some people have bad days. You may make $3 grand today, but you may lose 500 tomorrow. Okay, so it's really a skill set, and it's more so about the long-term view. As long as you're in the green at the end of the month or the end of the week, whatever the case is, you did pretty well. Okay, so they have some people who are 50, 60, 70%. As far as the amount of money or the amount of trades that they executed and were profitable, right? But then it all comes down to money management, right? So if you're risking a different amount of money every trade, then your profit and loss is going to be up and down, right? So, you can have a 70% win rate, but you could still be in a negative, okay? If your money management isn't done correctly. And again, this is not at all financial advice. I'm just giving you all ideas. I know a lot of people wait around for these bull markets to happen. Totally fine, right? But once the bull market happens, it's like, okay, now what do you do, right? Most of your portfolio is going to go down. And that is the case with me too. But guess what? Once we go into a bear market, that's great. I'm making money, and then I'm taking that money out of this and I'm buying more coins, right? I don't have to take the money from my other incomes. This is a self-sustaining income. Okay, so anytime I'm at profit, I take money off the table. So this $3,000, once I cash out, I'm taking that $3 grand out, and maybe I'll buy XLM, XRP, something like that. Spend the entire $3 grand, right? Or I may just take the $3 grand out and give it to my wife. Like, here you go, here's $3,000, right? So shopping, bills, whatever. It makes it a self-sustaining business, regardless of how people look at it. Trading is a business, all right? You get emotional, you lose. It's a business. It's just like a job. If your job wants to fire you, do they get emotional? No, they just send you out the door. Okay. The same thing when you come into your job. You check your emotions at the door. You come in here, you do what you're supposed to do, and you get out. Okay. That's the same thing with this. I don't generally, I don't take multiple trades. If I see multiple setups, then I'll get active. I'll get active, right? Because one may pan out and the other one may stop out. And then that way, I have a way to balance it, right? So just to talk about the setups, I look for, I use two things. I use Fibonacci and triangle patterns. Now this is a channel, and I'll sometimes will use those, that's cool too. But it just depends on how it looks, right? Because I've been doing this for so long that I can spot these things. I have pattern recognition on lock because I've been doing it for years, right? I started off in Forex, which is one of the hardest markets to trade in. And, I had like a 65% win rate. That's pretty good for a market that is manipulated heavily by countries and by banks, right? So I got out of that, got in the crypto spot trading because it's a lot easier. It's just way easier. It's not manipulated heavily yet, right? So just to give you all some ideas, right? Some people use, trend lines, right? So you may find a trend in the market somewhere like this, and then you take advantage of, the lows, right? So never trade against the trend. Just getting the trend right will give you, that's 50% of the battle. You're already at 50% win rate just by trading with the trend. So as you can see, this is starting to come down, right? So we're having lower lows and then technically lower highs. This high is slightly, but as you can see here, these candles right here are higher than these candles right here, and the market turned around and made a lower low than this low. So I said, okay, I'm going to wait for a retracement. I used the Fibonacci to forecast this retracement, and then I took advantage of it once I had a confirmation of it coming down. Okay, that easy. This one candle, I may hold on to it. I can hold on to it really. I'm going to hold on to it to this support right here, but I could hold on to it way down here because I don't foresee this particular crypto going too crazy. It's not all that. But anyway, I look for, the meme coins, right? Let's just say whatever meme coin is popping on CoinMarketCap, everybody's hyped about it. Okay, I know it's going to spike, right? And then I watch it and then I wait for it to start falling, get in and just short it. That simple, right? And make money. So I can give you an example of hype, right? So I talked about this in my last video. If you watched my last video, I talked about this. I actually was at the gym, so I couldn't take advantage of this. This is OKB. It went up 170%. And I said, hey, I'm going to look for a short on this. I was at the gym, so I got up early and went to the gym, so I couldn't take advantage of this. But I told you all in my last video that this was going to come down. Is you're going to have all of the dumb money rolling in, and they're going to get dunked on. Okay, it's as simple as that, and they're going to lose their money, right? So this thing is going to have a heavy pullback, like right here, right? So how we saw this big spike right here, then it pulled back and it went down. Now it came back up, but most people are going to be sowing the red. They're going to sell their shares, which is going to add to the downward pressure, right? So this would have been a great short. I wanted it to come back up to where it was so that I could short up here and then take advantage of it on the way down. But it's already starting to move down, so I'm not gonna mess with it. But if I would have gotten in yesterday where it was, I would have been good. But I wanted to get in, once it makes the wick, and then if you watch the charts on the daily, the wicks it bounces up and down like this until the next day when the next candle was created, which we see right here. So this would have been an awesome trade. This would have been an easy one. Next time, what I'm going to do is set a not an indication, set a market order. Say, hey, when it reaches this price, put me in, coach, and then just run it up from there. So this right here is a great example of what a meme coin normally looks like on a daily chart. You see these large spikes, everybody gets excited, the whales pull the rug, and then the money comes falling down, and then you can take advantage of these, right? So they have so many meme coins, so many coins, period, that you can just really click on memes like that and then just find whichever meme. They add new meme coins every day. It can be any crypto. It can be, whatever your heart desires. A lot of these cryptos are shit coins. They're trash anyway, right? So somebody hypes them up on Twitter. A lot of money flows in, and then you just wait for the money to top out, set a short, and boom. And you can go long too, whatever you feel. But when it comes to these markets, I would say the majority, 95% of stocks, cryptos, they go down. Okay, the majority of the time they're going down. The bull runs are a lot of times short-lived, but when the bull market subsides, they go down. Okay, so I just want to just throw that at y'all. Hopefully I wasn't long-winded and talking too much, but I just wanted to give everybody an idea of other ways to do this. Again, this is a skill set. They have a demo account that you can get that you can take advantage of and practice. Figure out what strategy works for you that you understand and take advantage of it. I use what I understand. I stick to Fibonacci, I stick to triangle patterns, and sometimes channels, okay? Because it gives me ideas of what the highs and lows are, because that's how you position yourself to make money. When there's a high, you short. When there's a low, you place a call, right? Or long, whatever you want to call it, right? So again, let me know down in the comments if you're going to check this out or if you've been doing this. And again, it's the Crypto Goon, the #1, never the 2. Shout out to all my Crypto Goons. Crypto Goon out.